Hey friends. Okay, so I told you I'd talk to you about a bow. I have never killed anything with a bow, but we're going to change that this year. Last year, I got this on Craigslist, this little PSE Omen. So what I did is I took it back to the local archery shop and had them restring it and tune it and make sure my length was correct for it. So you got a target tip or a bullet tip for an arrow. That's basically just for target practice. Then you have your broadhead shreds, and there's all kinds of different broadheads, and each broadhead or arrow tip has a different weight to it, so it changes the way it flies. And when you get more confident in your archery, you'll end up preferring certain arrows over others, or broadheads. You got your basically your graphite shaft, and then you have your fletching, which is the feathers, and your knock, which is the part you put on the string. They even have lighted knocks out there, knock light or whatever, so that when you fire it, that as the deer or the hog runs off, they run off into the woods blinking. You got red, one off color, usually two white and one off color, and that's to help you position it on the bow so that it doesn't interfere with your arrow rest. So that's a little intro of that much of it, at least. Let's go on. So you have your quiver, which holds the arrows. Then you have this little guy right here. That is a silencer, so that basically when the string comes back at you, it doesn't go. And then you have this little piece right here. That is your stabilizer. So basically, while you're holding it, it doesn't shake as much when you're done, right? You have your front sight aperture right here where the finger is there. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that. So just like a front sight post on a rifle. The rear sight is this little guy. That's called the peeps. So you'll notice that it's not centered. Well, when you pull it back, it twists and gets in line with that little dot that you're going to be looking at. And you also have your strap. Now your strap, you want to put that around your wrist. So when you go to fire, I've gotten a little bit of guidance on this. You have your trigger, basically. It's a wrist strap with a trigger on it so that you can just pull it. There's different types of releases than that. That's just the one I've grown accustomed to quickly, and it's really just your preference. So whenever you get comfortable with shooting a bow, they've got like squeeze ones, and then they got the trigger. Okay, I went ahead and got it to exactly 20 yards to the target. Set your clip on there, lock it in place. Make sure it's the right kind of bow for you. Get to your locking point right there on your jaw. Focus in on your front sight post. Relax and breathe just like on a rifle. So it's a little bit low. But at 20 yards, that's where it hit. First one, no practice, so it's not too hard as long as you're within a decent range. We'll give it another shot. Let's see what happens. Okay, so one of the pros that I got to talk to, fortunately, at one of the shows last year, He told me that when you're sitting right here, you got that your spot that you always work off of, right? As you breathe out, squeeze the trigger, pull the trigger, you follow through with your arm. So we'll see how that works this time. I think I'm hitting about 4 inches low at 20 yards of where I'm trying to hit. So I'm going to adjust this little rear here. Hey guys. Okay, so I'm at 60 feet to my target, and I made an adjustment on my sights. It may be because of these target tips. They might be a little bit too heavy. I hope that's not what threw me off, but we're about to find out. I think I got that one all right. Let's see. And there we go. So this is about the height of a small deer or a big hog. Most deer are about a foot taller. So gives me a good idea. So I'm gonna stretch out a little bit further. All right, there is 90 feet on the tape to the target. I heard it hit. It's a little left to center. But as far as level, it's still level. So I shook a little bit to the left when I shot. That's 90 feet out, 30 yards. For someone who's extremely novice to archery. So, I mean, it's not a heart kill, but it is a long kill. So, I'm gonna back up a few more yards, see how it goes. Okay, so I just shot at 120 feet, 40 yards, and the arrow did a significant change from 30 to 40 yards. So at 30 yards, it looks like it dropped maybe 4 inches from the 20-yard shot. But at 40 yards, it dropped at almost 18, well, maybe even a little more than 18 inches from 30 to 40. So that gives me at least an idea of what I'm doing. I know I can hit a target at 40 yards. What I did on this one was I aimed at the top of the square target, at the top ridge, and it hit well below the center mass target. So I know that about 18 inches low at 40 yards. So now I got to figure out how to range 30 yards. So at 30, which is where we're at right now, I shot from back there a second ago. At 30, from the ground up, I can measure from the bottom of this ring, say this was the foot of the guy, to the top of the hog would be the dot at 30 yards for me. And the top of a deer would be just up above it. So that's kind of how I'm learning to range this. So let's see what it looks like at 40 yards. So basically, what I see here, the aspect when I shot, it's about like that at 40 yards. Well, Yeah, roughly like that at 40 yards. So that gives me an idea of how I can see 40 yards. So at 40 yards, the back of the top of a hog and the bottom of his legs will be a little bit below that dot and from the bottom of this ring. So just practice, I guess. That's all it takes. So I don't have anything to prop the camera up on, but I have to move the ladder back. That's how I've been. That's my camera crew right there. That ladder. Camera crew. Anyway, I'll do one shot from here. I'll move the ladder and do one shot from here for you guys. All right. So what I'm gonna do at this 40 yards, I'm gonna try to hit it center mass. That means I'm gonna try to aim above the target just enough to hit center mass. So we'll see if that works. I hit it. I know that much. We'll see where it hit. I'm hoping to practice my bow hunting on these dang hogs. So, okay, we're doing good. All right. So, remember when I said that I had one that was about 18 inches low? That was this one. When I aimed the first time, I put my dot right here on this at 40 yards, and that's where I hit. So this time, I put my bubble level at center mass and my pin target right up here, and I hit right here. One more. That sounds is good. It's not as good, but it's almost as good as the smell of gunpowder on the firing range. How to get in your nostrils. But hearing that thwack, that's a pretty good feeling. All right. Okay, I'm hitting high. So what I may do is on my little pin post there, I may put a couple of markers to kind of help me guide. Okay. I felt like that was to the right. All right. I said I was a little right, but I wasn't that far right. So that's 40 yards. As long as I have a marker on my pen, I think we're okay. I got a good idea of where to hit on it. So basically, on that one, I'm hitting between the green dot and the bubble level. So that's as much as I know about shooting a bow. So I don't even know all the names of these parts of this thing. See you guys.